Okay, how did you come up with the Billy alter ego?
You know what? Just thinking of the GOAT, like Conway, grimiest of all time, and they call me Queen of the Grimy. So I think I'm like the grimiest female of all time. So I made that synonymous with the GOAT, like, you know what I'm saying? Like being the grimiest of all time. And every time I think of, I always call somebody a silly Billy Goat, you know? So I thought of Billy. I was like, hey, I like that name, Billy. So I just embody that alter ego. Like that's the arrogant, pop my shit, you know what I'm saying? Side of me. So I created the alter ego, Billy.
Okay. Is it different writing rhymes as Billy versus as Indigo?
Yeah, definitely different as Billy, because Billy comes from a different space. Billy is like I could do anything. That's why it's like songs with singing and all the different things tried on there. And Indigo, writing as Indigo is a little more reserved. Like there's so many alter egos I have. Like Dominique Devereaux is more sophisticated. La Bruja Negra is more spiritual and kind of dark. You know what I mean? Indigo Blanco is just gangster. Like, so all the alter egos are all parts of my personality. But when I'm writing, I definitely try to embody each character.
Do you take the same approach when you're writing for films?
Definitely. I'm glad you asked that because I feel like character development is the most important part of a film. I teach film as well in film workshops. I'm the director of African American women in cinema. And I'll be teaching the women about doing treatments, but your characters, how you develop your characters. I create ages for them. I make friends for them. I make quirks for them, favorite things they like to eat, favorite colors. I make that person a real person. So you have to have layers to it in order to develop that person into a full character. So I definitely teach that and I utilize that in my writing skills as a screenwriter is to really develop a character. That's the most important thing to make sure the script is compelling and it pops.
Now, how did you get involved in screenwriting?
I was managing Jazzo and we had a magazine shoot at this mansion. I think it was Peaches Magazine. So I was meeting up with this girl named Charm Hobbs, who was I think, the editor of the magazine at the time. And there was some film guys there. A guy by the name of Chad and another one, Karma. And so when I met them, initially I had been dealing with Emilio Sparks and Beanie Siegel's people. So they wanted to run a script by me to hit Emilio to get him. It was like a black horror film. So they were like, can you pass this to him? I say, well, you can't ask me to pass this and not have my artist Jazz in the film, you know? So I said, you got to put Jazz in it. So they said, all right, well, we'll send you the script and show you everything. So when they sent me the script and I read the script and I read the business plan and I read everything, and I love film, I was like, hey, I could do this. I can do this. And immediately I gravitated towards wanting to learn. So I hit the guy Chad up. He taught me the business end of it. He taught me how to do forecasting for the films. Like, you could forecast how much a film would make based on the comparables. And then he introduced me to Stephen Sherman, who did my first script for me. Once Stephen did one script and I read his script, then I taught myself how to write. I taught myself how to do the forecasting based off of the spreadsheet that Chad gave me. So I learned how to do that. Then I met other people, Alan Noel Vega, who does the stunt coordination for the Call of Duty Black Ops games. He gave me his plans and taught me how to do budgets and taught me how to do my film business plan. And he introduced me to people who work with James Cameron, and they shared their film business protocol with me. So I learned from a lot of really big people in Hollywood how to work stuff, and things just went from there. So really, just working with Jazz, it catapulted me into the film thing.
Just listening to you, it seems like networking is super, super important in, any kind of entertainment business. That's crazy. You made all those connections.
Right. It's about being personable as well and willing to learn. And I think a lot of the people who are really up there in Hollywood, like Alan worked for Oliver Stone. He had me with $15 million films with Jackie Chan's cousin on it, like the martial arts films that I so love. I had one of those films, and it was just hard to fund because dealing with China money and our money here, it was really sticky and touchy to get those type of films brokered. But I also work with trying to help broker films. So it's just interesting how you network. Like I was a compliance manager for a mortgage company for a Korean bank, and I met my attorney through there. So me, that was like 2007. So I ran 4 branches of a bank. So me and him always stayed friends, and he comes with these multi-million-dollar deals all the time. I call him white chocolate, my Jewish lawyer. He's really soulful, and he just always has been there and sticks there with me. So it's about making the right connections with the right people and just having a sense of humility and knowing not to step on people's toes because the blessings come. You don't have to, do shady stuff to get ahead. And I think that's what a lot of people mess up at. They have this grandiose attitude, like they're just so big and very arrogant. And, I don't kick it like that. I think based on my raps, people probably think, oh, she's mean. And I'm actually really down to earth. Now, if somebody tests me, that's a different scenario. But as far as me, I'm personable. I like to help people. I think networking is important. I think cross promotion is the biggest thing to getting success. I have a target market. You have a target market. If I share your stuff here, then you get a new market of people and we expand our market. And I think that's the strategy. But so many people are stuck on hoarding resources. So when you try to hoard resources and gatekeep and keep people away from having things because you're scared they'll excel before you, I think that's crazy. Like whoever makes it and gets it, and if I can help you, I feel like that's a blessing. Like I learned that from the people in Hollywood who shared. He literally sent me his business plan. He literally sent me budgets he was doing. She literally sent me her $15 million strategy. And so I've learned a lot of things from people just sharing. Not only that, but I haven't had a network of actors. I don't have to go through managers. So Eamon Joseph, who is he was Jerome on Snowfall. He was one of the first people who opted to buy my horror film, Dark Faith. So he was the first person who believed in me and actually, was invested in seeing me thrive. And I appreciate that. And from there, I had like the people from Next Day Air, Malik Barnhart, Cisco Reyes, and other people, Vinicius Machado from Power, like he wanted to do my horror film Seclusion. So once you just start, it just keeps going. And I just want people to know you just have to want to share and really want to see other people win. It's okay to see other people win and share your resources. If my friend wins before me, good for them. But a lot of people have this like crab in the barrel type of mentality, and that's not how you're going to be successful.
No. Do you find um, film work more fulfilling than hip hop?
Not yet. Film is good because I'm really passionate about it, and it's just the funding. It's so many things go on that have hindered the film. Like before, like with COVID, things like that, like certain things, and like the strike that's going on right now. There's so many things that could set back film. Whereas the music, I have complete control of. I control how it gets put out. It keeps going. I could generate money from that daily. But with the film, not so much. But the film is my biggest passion. I do have a film company, Red Carpet Society Media Group. So I am passionate about pushing the film. I am going to be going a little harder on the film in 2024. And horror is like my wheelhouse. So like Stephen King, Alfred Hitchcock, those are like my role models for film. Stan Lee, Spike Lee, Quentin Tarantino, like those are my go-tos for film inspiration. But film, well, I'm really passionate. I really want that to jump off. It's tough. And I've come to so many um halts with it because I realized from talking to a lot of directors and producers, like Kasim Basir, who made the film Muslim. I was trying to broker another film for him. And we were discussing how they like to keep us in a box of romantic comedies and not really let us step outside. So it was dope to see Jordan Peele get in the box that I wanted to be in, which I will be in, is the horror. Why can't I put out a high-end horror, not no ghetto shit where you don't even know who made it. It's just scary and it's something that's really going to make people jump out their seats. That's my goal. But it's so many things hindering because even with Jordan Peele, they wanted to mark his horror as a comedy. Why do you always want to make a joke of our things instead of taking us seriously? So with film, there's a few obstacles to overcome with the film thing, but it is something that I'm really the most passionate about, and I hope that it really breaks through for me. In the meantime, I'm probably going to take a lot of my scripts and turn them into books and then see where it goes from there.
Okay. You have a song called Winner Takes All, where you say, I can't deal with no more uncertainty. People using me as a stepping stone, don't care about hurt me.
Right.
Explain the meaning or the backstory behind that rhyme.
Oh my God. I just went through these scenarios. I mean, I had a crew before, Triad. I'm always trying to build these Black men up. And I feel like, in the industry, it's hard to find really true support where somebody's like wholeheartedly behind you, not really wanting nothing from you but to see you win and try to push for you. So I make this crew, I'm pushing, I'm rooting for them. And the whole time while I'm shining and doing my thing, and I always tell everybody on my label, I don't just want you to feel like an entity or shadow under Triad. I want each of you to build your brand. I give everybody the resource to get their logo done, their own shirts done, everything done. I teach them how to monetize their money. I teach everything. But I want you to still stand on your own as a separate person and then come back to this and contribute. But it's like when I'm moving and thriving as Indigo Phoenyx, people get jealous and mad and want to be competitive. How you being competitive with people that's on your crew? That's the crazy part. So I have production. I'm curating the project. Next thing I know, it's a lot of backbiting. I'm getting crazy text messages. So you feeling a way about me. And instead of having a conversation with me so we could talk it out and resolve it, you move in shady behind my back. Not only are you part of my crew, but I'm supposed to be your manager. So you run everything by your manager. You feel what I'm saying? Production taking it from a project that's supposed to be Triad, you done started a whole record label and releasing the music I gave you for a Triad project under your record label. Then when I tell you, look, I'm not doing this with you. Oh, I'll hit your head on the nail, kill yourself. This is like this literally verbatim. Hit your head on the nail, kill yourself. Did it after all the shit I did? Like I literally even pitched one of them to Pete Rock, showed Pete Rock the thing. Pete Rock reposted it for me because me and Pete Rock are cool. So I'm like, yeah, this my artist, and he reposted it for me. You got thousands of followers off of that Pete Rock repost. But it's like people just like to use what they can get from you, then step on you, curse you out, and then try to make it like I did something wrong to them. I never charge you for art. I never charge you for verses. I never charge you for nothing. Then you come just bringing up all types of personal stuff that, for one, never happened. Two, you just trying to get out here, get ahead of the story because they felt like I was going to come and blow them up to people. But I don't do stuff like that to people. And it seems to be a repetitive thing. When I help people get a buzz, they want to step off, like use me to get to another level, but then it never really goes further because they don't really understand the amount of work that I put in behind the scenes to get things to where it goes. And like you said, the networking and the relationships that I have with people are personal. They're not always all business. So if my friends see that you screwed me over, they're not going to deal with you. right? You feel what I'm saying? So I've had that happen, and even recently, like you come to me asking me for help, I'm telling you what to do, then you want to be combative with me when I'm trying to help you. So once you get the little buzz that you needed off of me, now, oh, I don't need her no more because I'm popping right now. And I just get that. So that's why I kind of just fell back from doing that. And I'm more focused on myself right now.
Man, how do you not take that personally though? That's like it's heavy.
I Let me tell you, I took it personally. At one time, I was feeling really bad. I was feeling suicidal about a lot of things. I was like, people got to understand, I'm a person. It doesn't matter, how tough I may seem. If I care about you and I'm doing all of this and going all out to really do this for you, no other person would do that. No label is gonna do that. No label is gonna really give a fuck about you or your family or your situation and try to help you. They're not gonna do that. So yeah, I take it personal, and that's why I just, I don't fuck with them. I have to cut people off and just stop dealing. It just makes no sense to feel like you could mistreat somebody who had nothing but good intentions to you. Like that's your loss.
Well, you have another song, uh, Juniper Lemonade, where you speak about learning from negative situations with people and taking it in stride.
Yeah.
Is that something you learned in this process, or is that something you always had?
This is something I learned this year. This was the last straw with all that shit because the lesson keeps repeating itself. So ancestors, and they always said the lesson will continue till you learn it. So I had to learn, hey, stop helping them. Hey, dum dum, like Biff used to do, hello, McFly. I had to pay attention, like stop doing that. And for real, like when life throws you lemons, you make lemonade, and that's where juniper lemonade comes from. And juniper is something that goats like. So that's why I made it juniper lemonade. So it's like, I'm going to make this lemonade. I'm going to drink it up and it's going to be good because that's the lesson that I needed to learn to boss up another level. So now I just take it all in stride. And that's why I said life lessons apply, because you got to take situations like that as lessons. And that's exactly, I said, I have passed the master class and I will not repeat those things again.
Such a positive way to look at it. I mean, it's facts. That's what you got to do. Um, you have a song called Hot Summer Nights where you talk about feeling like music won't pay off.
Right.
What keeps you going when you start to feel that way?
I just love making music, and with my mental state, like I suffer from depression, panic attacks, anxiety. My music is my happy place. So that's what keeps me going. I can express myself, I can vent in the music. And so I always go back to that, even if it doesn't monetize as much as I would like it to, or people sometimes often people will try to do some really shady stuff. They will purposely like try to blackball you or try to not rock with you, act like they don't see you. But once they see they can't stop you, then they come spin the block like, oh yeah, I support you, I rock with you. But you never supported me. You never, you know, rocked with me before. Like I reach out to so many females to work and hey sis, and I want to do this and that. And you'd be shocked to I get met with like like, kind of funny style situations. So sometimes the music, it feels the way because I feel like I come from a different place than a lot of people come from. I think I come from a more passionate place, and I think a lot of people are just looking to monetize. They see it as a competition. They see me as a competition. So they don't really want to support or help, but I don't see any problem in like liking something or reposting or helping somebody else get shot. I don't think that takes away from me. But it's that aspect of music where you come into um the BS where people are just really funny, catty, competitive, jealous, biters, bite off of your stuff. Like that's the stuff in music that kind of makes me want to quit, like the shady stuff, the politics behind it. Oh, I'm not gonna play you because I like this particular type of sound or style. I do all types of sounds and styles, but everybody will have their little wheelhouse. Some people like more boom bappy stuff, but I'm not really a boom bappy cut scratches person. I have stuff like that, like on my album Aldunia, but I'm more of a grimy, dreary, or kind of melodic type sound, sinister sound. So some DJs won't fuck with me. So it's kind of sometimes I feel like, I never know which way it's going with the music because people can tend, no matter what I'm doing. Like I dropped 10 albums this year and it still feels like people will try to just brush that off, act like they don't see me working or making moves. And it doesn't really matter because people don't validate, but it does help when it pays off in the sense of acknowledge that I am doing this, amongst your peers. And you don't get that a lot.
Is that validation really important?
It's not important. That's why I said the validation is not really important. But if the DJs aren't spinning the music then what the hell are you making music for if people aren't gonna, you feel what I'm saying? If people are gonna act like they don't even see it or hear it. But I still keep making it anyway, because like I said, this is my passion. I'm gonna keep doing it regardless to who, is all into. I've been doing this 4 years straight. And I still don't get a certain reception from certain people, and I still keep going. And that's all I can do is keep persevering, pushing forward, because the validation doesn't matter. I think a lot of people try to pander to certain people by changing their style and sound, or trying to get all these fancy features to be heard, or to, trying to get the DJ to cut on their track just to be able to be played on the. I'm not doing all that. I don't kiss ass. I'm not brown nosing. I'm not doing that. If I can't get it organically, then I don't want it.
Word. I feel you. I feel you.
I want people to actually really feel it's relatable, really like it, and really rock with it. If I gotta pay you to play my music, have you cutting and scratching and rapping on it for you to rock with me, then I'm good.
Okay. Last question. Who is the
Mhm.
Call Me Billy 2 album made for?
The Call Me Billie II album is made for the doubters and the naysayers and the people who always think that you have to stay in one pocket. I feel like I had to show people that I could step outside because I love writing songs. It's for the people just to show, be a free spirit. And that's what makes you a GOAT, really, in all reality, is just doing what you want and making a sound. I make this music that I like. And whoever likes it along the way and finds it relatable, I love that. Like one of my producers hit me and he told me he was listening to, I think it was Hot Summer Night. And he said it brought tears to his eyes because he felt some nuances of it. And that's what I make the music for. I make it for it to be relatable. Like, I lost my mom probably, what was it, 12 years ago. And my mother back then was my biggest fan. I stopped doing music a long time ago. And I took like a long hiatus, maybe 12 years. 2019 was the first time I ever dropped a project. And my mother would call me on the train. Hey, I'm letting somebody, back then you play cassettes. I'm letting somebody hear your cassette, and I'm letting somebody hear your CD. And through all those times, those would be just demo things that I would do, but I never really took it seriously. Um, because people would be like, oh, you didn't have the look, or you're not pretty enough. Back then it was righteous raps. I would talk about really positive things, and oh, you're too preachy, you're too positive, you don't have the look. So I stopped. I was like, well, maybe this isn't for me. I feel like I won the loud.com. Like I won the loud.com because I felt like I won because RZA picked me as top 5 out of thousands of people. So that made me feel inspired. When I went to MySpace, I had a song called Allah's Daughter. Professor Griff heard it, And he hit me like, yo, you spit like a hardcore Brooklyn dude. I got to meet you. And just having his words of encouragement to keep going. But even though I tried to keep going from there, people just wasn't feeling it. So, like, this Call Me Billie II, with my mom being gone, when I do my music, I always have her in my mind that, look, I'm doing what you wanted me to do. I'm being successful at it. And I'm going to cry. And I'm just so happy that I'm able to do that for her. Like, that was my biggest fan. And that's all that matters, is that I actually fulfilled what I wanted to do. Even though people didn't think I could, or they didn't think I was good enough. I'm still trying. And that's the most I could do. And I hope that putting out this music, that I make my mother proud. And that she's watching me and she can see me and hear me. And other people know that don't worry about what other people think about you. Just put out your music and do what you feel like you want to do. I think a lot of people place a lot of restraints on themselves and a lot of pressure on themselves. I just do it because it's from the heart and it's what I'm passionate about. And, I want my grandson to be proud when he looks at the albums. I save the albums, I save physicals so that when he's older, he can see, like, this is what my grandmother used to do. And I feel like in turn, it tells my story, because every song, like you hear, I'm giving a piece of myself. I'm telling about the things that I went to, the trials and tribulations, and not just the adversity, but the triumphs. So Call Me Billie is like the triumph, because you thought you would stop me. And here I am making these great strides, like about to do an album with Professor Daddio. Like, Daddio is somebody I never thought, I always would watch on TV. He's never someone I thought I would actually be doing an album with. Shabam Sadiq and all these really great people who I get to work with, Domingo. I never would have thought that I would be at that point. So Call Me Billie II is like, it should be a motivation to people. So don't worry about what people think about you. And everybody's a GOAT in their own right. You just have to put your best foot forward, and you have to think that. You have to have that confidence. Confidence, not arrogance. And see, that's the difference. I'm confident in my work, but I'm humble, and I'm just proud of myself. So Call Me Billie is about expressing yourself freely and being proud.
That's so perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much,
You're
Indigo
welcome.
Phoenyx.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
I'm such a crybaby.
No, that's real. I can't wait for people to see this, because that was real. That
Right.
was real. And know that your mother sees you and she's proud of you, and you're not trying it. You're doing it.
Thank you.
You're doing it. All right.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you.
Thank you once again.
Hot summer nights, gotta get it right. Rise from the ashes, I take flight. Gotta catch those flights. Sit down and write, we gonna get it right. These hot summer nights, these hot summer nights, hot summer nights. Some days I feel like it won't pay off, so I get lazy and I take the whole day off. I feel a bit discouraged, like people not feeling me. I'm sorry guys, I can only showcase the real in me. I struggle to keep